All right, I said I'd do a video. I'm getting ready to. I start a new job tomorrow, and I'm going to be out in the mud and the cold. It's been getting down in the teens here and snowing. Supposed to get a lot of snow tomorrow, so I'm getting my boots ready, my work boots. But anyway, I'm going to show you the difference. I started to snow seal. I said I would do a video on how to do snow seal to waterproof. Now this won't waterproof your boots to where they won't leak. It'll keep them, like if you're going to be in, rainy weather or whatever, you're not walking through mud holes. This will help keep the leather from soaking up water. Now this one's done with snow seal and this one is not. Now the reason why this one looks like this because I haven't hit it with heat yet. And what I did is just a little can of this snow seal. You take your gloves. I got gloves on. How I found the easiest way to do it is just take your fingers and rub the boot down all over. Just put a thin layer everywhere, and then you want to pay a lot of attention to the threads where they've been sewed together. That's where you want, because there's where a lot of your water is going to go into. Now what this will do is help. It won't let water penetrate the leather. Now if you got cracks or crevices somewhere where it can get into where your feet's at, you're not going to get every spot. So these boots are 3 years old. They're not too bad. I mean, they've got some wear and tear starting to come apart there, but I mean, other than that, they're still wearable. That's just something. I'm hard on boots. You can see the treads ate up. But anyway, but what I'm going to do is end up hitting these with heat, and I'm going to show you what happens. Now I use a heat gun, which is a lot of heat, so you have to be careful if you're using a heat gun, because you will melt your rubber, burn your threads or whatever. A hair dryer, you got one of those, works just fine. It puts out enough heat to where it'll soften this up and it'll actually soak in. Now you notice how white it looks, and I've got a bunch of it caked up there. I'm going to show you. I got this turned on high, but I'm going to try to stay away from it. See how it's starting to turn liquid? Now you got to be careful. I'm actually a little close. It will put off a little bit of fumes because it's got some other stuff in it, but it's like a beeswax. Now this is it's turning into a liquid. Now what you'll do is you'll keep hitting this with heat until it starts to dry, and it will dry. It'll look wet, and once all the puddles are gone and all the white's gone, you can just leave it set and cool off. I'm gonna go ahead and switch down. It's a little hot. Turn it down on low. But you see how it's drying? That's what you're wanting. Now see where I've just caked it into where around the sole right there. Now that stuff will disappear, but it'll actually soak down underneath that leather, and that's what you're wanting. So that water does not try to get down in there. And it might take a little while to dissolve that down in there, but it will go down in there. It'll turn into like a runny liquid, and it just soaks in. Now once this cools off, it turns right back into wax in the leather, and that's what causes it to repel water. Once it cools off, it turns right back into wax material. Trying to hold the light, the foam. But you watch that white here. It'll start to turn to liquid. Now I'm using a hot heat gun. You can see it starting to bubble. So you definitely want to watch and not melt nothing. Don't burn your boots up. But that's all there is to it. A hair dryer, blow dryer works good. It doesn't put out as much heat. You don't need a whole lot of heat. But what you're aiming for is you're starting to turn. Let me shut this off. You see how it's starting to look like leather again. It's starting to run in. Now you can see where I never hit it. It's still white. Now I'll just do this till my complete boot just looks like leather again. Now, like I said, you want to pay attention to the threads. You want to make sure that you get plenty of wax down in there, and if it doesn't soak all the way in, and you've worked it in there. Let me see here. Zoom out a little bit. you can take your finger, there'll be a little bit left over. Now these threads are kind of rough material, in rough shape, because you know I work in oil and gas, and I'm into mud and climbing on equipment and doing all kinds of stuff. So my boots rub together here, and it'll wear the thread out. But anyway, you'll get the idea. It's not real hard, but it's definitely worth the time. You'd want to do this at least, you know, if you're working out in, you know, harsh weather, wet, snow, all that good stuff. Do it about once a year. And like I said in my other video, you want to put a conditioner down first. That way your actual boot will actually stay flexible too. This stuff here will actually help the conditioner stay in, because like I said, this stuff will turn right back into wax, but you can't tell it because it'll be absorbed into the leather. And I'm only doing mine up to about right in here, because usually that's as far as I'm usually in the mud or the water. I usually try to stay out of anything deeper than that. So I don't know, just thought maybe, you know, this would be a helpful video. I'll finish this one up. I haven't done the other one, so I'll finish this one up and then move on to the other one. And I hope this helps you. And like I said, like and subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. Help support the channel, and I'll do some more updates and more videos.